So thank you very much, members of the Fourth Estate, for coming. As you are all aware, this school was initially situated in Kizingo on a very small piece of land, and it has a lot of students. So it became necessary, and it was agreed that it will relocate here after receiving a portion of land from Shimalatewa boys who were gracious enough to give a donation of almost 22 acres for the construction of this school about 5 years ago. The government then stepped in and initially gave 100 million to start the construction. And since then and up to now, the government has spent 376 million for the construction of this school. It started from zero, and now it has an administration block, it has classes, it has dormitories, it has a very good dining, it has staff quarters. The wall is undergoing construction. It has laboratories and all the facilities that befits a school, a national school of this nature. So I was here yesterday for the principals conference, and I thought it would be good for me to come and inspect the development that has taken place and where the 376 million shillings have been spent. As you are aware, there has been cries from the public that sometimes government resources are given for construction of facilities and the construction is never done or it's never completed as expected. However, this is one of those projects that have been done from zero to completion within the funds that were given. And I came here to say that I congratulate the team that was involved from the ministry, the parents, and the school administration led by the principal here. And so, as a country, this is the way we want to go, that where resources are given for a project, those resources need to be applied for the purpose for which they were meant. That way, we then get encouraged, and even the taxpayers are able to know where their monies are going. So, this is that such one is, and that's why we came here to ensure that the school is ready. They moved here in January this year, and it's expected that this year they are really going to perform even better than they were doing at the other side where they were really squeezed. Playing grounds, the children are happy, they're enjoying themselves, they've done boreholes for the water, although they need some other support, which we'll work with the ministry to ensure that they get. They've done very well for what they were given, and congratulations to them. That's the purpose why we came here.
Rosary, what happens to the previous school where they relocated?
There is still discussions going on. There are two available options for that place. One of which is that it was supposed to perhaps be converted into a day school. The other, there is a proposal that it becomes a TVET institution. So those discussions are taking place, and once we engage all the stakeholders, including the parents, the political leaders of the area, the county, and everybody else, will be able to come up with the best possible solution, whether it will be a day school or a TVET. But that decision has not yet been reached.
Talking of schools, there's an impending strike from now.
Yes, we received, as I said, I think yesterday and previously, we received a strike notice, and of course, there is a procedure. The strike notice goes to TSC, and TSC have to handle that aspect first before we step in as a ministry. So, as we speak today, the NAT leadership is meeting with the leadership of TSC to discuss on the issue of the strike, because the issues that the teachers have raised are legitimate issues. These relate to the CBA that was signed, and for which this is the last portion of it. It also relates to the question of their teachers being promoted, the other 46,000 teachers being placed in permanent and pensionable, and the employment of extra teachers. These are legitimate issues that we are all facing, but the government is also facing legitimate challenges, as I said, of resources. And what we have agreed as a team, because we are working the best interests of the learner, will sit down, and that discussion that is taking place is to ensure that the strike is averted, because this is third term and a solution is gotten to those issues. And I'm positive because these are authentic discussions that will get a solution. And once we do, we'll then let the country know. But their discussions are taking place as we speak.
Let's admission warning vice chancellors against denying students starting classes. Can you explain that for TV?
It's not warning. It's not a warning. It is, we have a situation. We have a situation where we are banding students between band 1 and 5. There has been challenges with the MTI that might delay the completion of that rebanding where students are having challenges. We've opened a portal where when they have a challenge, they could go in there and say, I am in the wrong band. Can you band me in the right place, depending on the evidence that they submit? And because of that, we realized that it might delay the admission of the students to universities. So we requested the universities to admit them as we solve that problem, because it has to be solved. And we were saying that because the government is releasing the funds on its part, the university vice chancellors also allow the students to be in place as we conclude that exercise, which we anticipate will be over in 2 to 3 weeks. That way, the students are not disadvantaged, they're in school as we solve that problem. And together, we've agreed to get a solution. So I was informing them that that's the best way to go, so that should there be any other changes after 3 weeks, then we'll deal with it. But they are able to do that.
Waziri, Kiswahili kidogo kuhusiana na wanafunzi wa chuo kikuu.
Maneno ya hii mpango mpya wa kupatiana fedha kwa wanafunzi wale wanaenda chuo kikuu, tumeelezea wale wakubwa wa chuo kikuu wakubalie vijana wote wale wamepata mabarua kurudi shule na kuingia shule, tukiendelea kutatua lile tatizo la kuweka wale wanafunzi katika viwango mbalimbali, kwa sababu tuko na nia, tuko na njia ya kueneza maneno ya masomo na kuensure kwamba hakuna yule mwanafunzi yeyote ambaye atabaki nyuma kwa sababu ya fedha. Serikali iko na nia ya kufanya kila mwanafunzi akuwe shule hata kama hana pesa, kwa sababu kazi yetu kama serikali ni kuhakikisha kwamba wale ambao hawana pesa wanasaidiwa zaidi, na wale ambao wako na uwezo walipe ile yao ambao wanaweza kulipa kwa kile kiwango chao. So hiyo ndio sababu tunasema wote kama watu ambao tuko katika sekta hii tuangalie, tufanye maneno ile ikuwe kwa haki kwa wale wanafunzi ambao tuko naye kutoka kiwango cha chini hata mpaka kule chuo kikuu. Hiyo ndio sababu. Asante sana.